Okay. Court is in session. In clause number 324325, case of solid state of Texas versus Woodrow Barlow. Mr. Barlow, you're represented by attorney Jerry Gilthorpe, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, your case is number 3 on the trial docket. And we told your attorney, you was here, was that Monday? That you were supposed to come back at 1 o'clock today. Did your attorney tell you to come earlier?
They told me 9:30.
Okay. Well, just wait till your attorney gets here then. If he's gonna be here at 9:30. Okay, you could just go have a seat back out in the hall.
So are you, Terrence?
Court is in session in cause number 325-038. Mr. Levice, please stand on the X. Okay, thank you. The case is style of State of Texas versus Scotty O'Neill Levias. Mr. Levias, is that your full name?
That's my old name.
Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Levias?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, Mr. Levias, your case was reset today, and I see a note that you was to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
No, I'm just on I just moved to Houston. And I'm gonna just take that probation if y'all still offering.
Okay, well, what you need to do, he has to fill out the judge's explanation and the waiver. Okay. He's gonna just have a seat in one of the chairs in the gallery that has the black and yellow tape, and he's going to bring the paperwork to you. Next case is cause number 330110, case of style of State of Texas versus Jacob Allen Reed. Okay. For the record, is your full name Jacob Allen Reed?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Reed?
Okay.
Okay, now, Mr. Reed, I was looking at the docket sheet, and I note that you were to hire an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Have you hired your attorney?
Yes, sir.
You have?
Yes, sir.
Who have you hired?
Mike Kimley.
Okay, we need to contact Mr. Kimler's office.
They said yesterday they were supposed to contact y'all.
All right,
They told me they were.
if he's hired, he has to send the court a letter of representation. Okay, and she's checking to see if he did that.
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Kimler does have a client on the docket today.
Okay, so he's probably gonna be here. Okay. Checking. It is? Okay, so he did file a letter of representation. So, right, and so what we're going to do now, are we going to reset his case? We need to, Mr. Kimler is gonna be coming. And so when Mr. Kimler comes, he'll tell us what date he wants the case reset on. All right, so just go have a seat
Yes, sir.
in one of the chairs that have the black and yellow tape.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next case is cause number 330825. Case of South State of Texas versus Xavier James Ozan. Ms. Ozan? Okay, your full name is Xavier James Ozan?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Ozan?
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Ozan, I see here that you were in court in January of this year, is that correct? January 18th, and you stated that you wanted to hire an attorney, is that correct? Have you hired your attorney?
Mom, we've been looking at when we're supposed to go look at one on Friday.
Okay, so you saying y'all was supposed to go hire an attorney on Friday?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a reset, meaning that we're gonna reset your case to give you an opportunity to hire your attorney,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
So Mr. Ozan, please stand over here in front of our court coordinator. She's gonna give you a reset. Once she gives you a reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too.
Okay? Did we get a reset?
I apologize. For cutting in. Can I have just for a second.
Okay. Okay.
on district court, but I had a young man that was here on the trial docket yesterday, Monday. He was in the hospital,
Yeah, I
Trying to
think
get
y'all
to
had,
Mr.
y'all had
Mr.
sent
Gillen,
the,
and I,
yeah, somebody had, y'all sent the, information and it came out kind of black.
yes, and I apologize. I was in another court. I should have reported to the court. I apologize for that, even though he was not here. But he is here today to say that he was in the hospital. I don't know if you remember this young man. He came in breathing really hard.
Yeah, no, I mean, we had received information. What was done was, the requirement was that he was supposed to, send in, we already got the information.
He is here today. I guess.
I mean, what is he here for? I mean,
Well, I didn't know if a warrant was out for his.
no, no. Yeah, because we couldn't read it. So he had to resend this. That's all that, she couldn't read who it came from. And she
I
was
guess
gonna
it came
call.
from Lynette.
No, it said Brian, and so I guess
Yes,
she was gonna
Lynette
call,
from-
yeah, she was gonna call your office and tell
Yes.
them to resend it because everything was so black, she couldn't read it.
I think he went to try to get some other stuff and they had him sit for 4 hours at the emergency room to get some more paperwork.
Okay, I mean, that's all we needed was the paperwork.
Okay, well, then, if the court, I guess, then let me.
I mean, he has, yeah, I mean, that's all they needed was the paper, that's all. Did you talk, anybody talk to
Yes, no,
Trina?
that Trina said that, but
Okay.
he was having a hard time, I guess, getting the paperwork, and so I said, maybe
I
we
mean,
need to
if
just
this
get
here
up to
was
the
sent,
court.
I thought there was one, whatever this here was.
It says at the bottom of the notes that he was gonna.
Yes, and I will, and I think he went to get some more, and they had to wait for like 4 hours.
Okay, but I mean, I thought this was sufficient. That's what she just told you to resend this, but we couldn't
Well, if
read
that's
it.
okay with you, I'll get it to you. I'll make sure I
We
resend it.
just need what it says, that he was in the hospital today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, man, we
Arlene.
had that, I mean, you had that day and it was sent on that day, because we,
Yes, and I will make sure you get a clean copy, a good copy. And I just wanted to, I guess, apologize because I didn't show up. I probably should have just to get to the court.
well, your office had called and
Yes,
said,
sir. But, well, then I'll get the paperwork and we'll go from there. Your Honor.
yeah, okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, hold on, Mr.
No.
Appreciate it, Your Honor. Right now.
He's gonna get us the paperwork. When we get the paperwork, it'll be done. Because we couldn't read that, because we're gonna put that in his file. Okay,
Right now, I'm out of $2,500 and I need my money.
you out of
I
what?
can't- I'm out of $2,500 and I need my money.
Okay,
I
you
can't
asking me
afford
for the
the bill.
2,500? I mean, why you coming to me with your money problems?
Because you called me.
I'm causing you money problems. Okay,
Now,
That's
I'm
interesting.
still got the floor now. Let
yeah,
me
put this
explain
on the
to you
record.
how.
Put this on the record.
David Lewis did not show up to court last week. And I told you on that day that I did not believe you would have any problems with him being in that Methodist hospital. They did open heart surgery on his wife.
Yeah, we gotta do.
He is the father, he and that girl, the father of 4 children. Bottom line, Your Honor, you told me you didn't have any problems with it, but you wanted him to call in to verify. I didn't receive a call from David until the next morning. The young lady sitting at the table gave me 2 numbers. Young lady sitting here, gave me 2 numbers for him to call. The very next morning, they can verify all this. When he called me, I gave him those numbers, he called me. To let him know that he was at Methodist hospital.
Mr. Ham, we still in, yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting something, but I'm in Fort Worth at the same time. Nonetheless, you issued a warrant for his arrest. You saying I have to pay for that warrant that you issued? I shouldn't have to pay for a warrant when the warrant should not have been issued because you said it was okay. And all he needed to do was call in those numbers that was given to me by your coordinator. And he did that. He followed the instructions to the letter. Now he can't go back to work. I've been talking to him, everybody in his family, and everybody on the job. He's trying to keep me to say he's a good worker. I don't have time for that.
Okay. Now, Ms. Morrison, I do recall that particular day, which was Wednesday of last week. And I think, first of all, you stated that he was at the hospital with someone, I think it was his wife,
Open heart surgery.
who was having surgery. You told him not to come to court,
I
that
did.
he can go to be with his wife.
When he called me, it was after hours.
Okay.
And I could not send a letter or contact the court because it was after 5.
I
I
understand
find
that.
out about it.
Well, I understand that. But once that happened, when you made that announcement, and I don't know if we have it on the record, but what I recall is, first of all, we asked if you had his number, and we made an attempt here for you to call him from court.
When I
And I
filed.
think the clerk also made an attempt to call him from court. That's one.
Mhm.
The second thing, we told you that if he called before 4 o'clock Wednesday,
That day.
then that day, that Wednesday, then a warrant would not be issued. He did not call Wednesday because our court coordinator, Ms. Redmond, in fact, was here. We were here that particular day. He did not call.
I didn't get the call until the next day. But let me tell you what I do know about stuff like that. I'm not a doctor, but I know Kermit, my husband of 53 years, had surgery that lasted 18 hours. 18 hours in one day. You don't tell a surgeon how much time he has to perform on a person's heart. That guy called me up the next morning. He didn't call me up that day because he was in that waiting room, wherever they hold him at, that whole time. But the minute he called me, I gave him those numbers and he made contact with your office.
Yeah, but I think what I told you was the court policy was that if he called
That day.
that day, either he could appear on Zoom or by telephone, then a warrant would not be issued. And that wasn't done. And that was out of courtesy of the court. Because the court actually had authority to revoke his bond because he didn't show up at 9 o'clock.
And you know what he would have done? He'd have filed grievance against you, not to help him
Okay.
with the judicial board of conduct. 'Cause let me tell you what I think. I think anybody that's married to somebody needs to be with that person when they have an open heart surgery.
Okay. But he,
Your Honor, if you been on the fact that you're right and this young man is wrong, and he's called these young ladies several times,
after the
And
time
he-
that he was supposed to call.
la-di-da, we have no control over how long a surgeon has to take to perform open heart surgery.
I understand that.
Okay,
But
he
at the
couldn't call
same
me
time,
back that day, and
but
I
at-
couldn't reach him.
at the same time, now you stated that you found out after 5.
It was the
Also,
next day.
the next day, but I'm just saying, you said you found out that he was going there the day
Oh,
before.
yeah, my bad.
What I'm saying, if you would have called the court and reset the case prior to 9 o'clock, we wouldn't have had a
No,
problem.
you can't reach the court after 3 o'clock over here.
No, what I'm saying is that morning,
Oh,
8
before I
o'clock,
got here?
yes. And we have lawyers do
Well,
that
I
all the
knew I was
time.
gonna be here in person because I had other cases in your court.
No, what I'm saying, telephone call. We have
I
court
figured
coordinators
I'd
here.
just wait until I get here and tell you.
Well, that's not the court's policy, never has been. In fact, since before Judge Fasella, I mean, we have court rules that say you can call and reset your case prior to that time.
Well,
That
I
could have
don't
been done.
remember all of that. I'm getting up in age, but what I do remember is that I did tell the young man, the judge is not giving you permission. But I do not believe the judge would have any problems with you being at your wife's surgery. But I will be glad to tell him, and I don't think he's gonna issue a warrant for your arrest. And that's all I knew to say to him. What I said to him was, as I understand the truth to be, and I say that to you in
Okay.
open court on the records.
I understand.
Bottom line, is that, you know, like, I fell, hit my head, 2 knocks on my head. I didn't know my brain was swelling inside. James Payne saw me, say, Stella, you all right? I said, I can't, my head is numb. That was a month later. He said, you need to go have an MRI. I waited a month and a half later. Not only did I have to have an MRI, I had to have a CAT scan because they found my head, my brain was swelling inside my head. Now they had to check to see whether it was malignant. I learned Saturday past that it's not malignant. I'm 75 years old. I don't need this, but I fell and hit my head on the floor and on the table. We have no control over what's happening to us or in our family. But as a member of that family, I'm gonna take care of my children, and I'm gonna take care of my husband, my brothers and my sisters before anything other than God, and everyone other than God.
Mhm.
And I think that's how I see you. You're gonna put your family first. So this young man shouldn't have to go through this. His job is being threatened. They love him on that job. They calling me the job people. But they gotta retrain somebody to do what he's doing for them. It's just not right.
Well, I mean,
But if you satisfied, because you know, I have to pay for that young man bond because I felt I did my job. But I don't have that kind of money to throw away. I can't make those kind of gifts
okay,
to nobody.
okay.
I think you need to pray on that one, since you're a preacher. At least you call yourself one. Not being rude, but you would want to be wherever your wife is, if she's having open heart surgery. If your daughter was having open heart surgery, you would want to be there.
Now, Ms. Morrison.
I am getting personal. You're right.
Oh, no,
And I apologize.
no, well, that doesn't offend me, that doesn't affect me at all.
Okay.
But the point is this, the court's policy is, I would bet in anybody else's opinion, is probably the most lenient policy that
No,
you
you're
will
talking
find.
about judge in this neighborhood.
So-
I'm sorry. I ain't going there with you. I'm not agreeing.
So when you talk about the court allowing individuals to appear either in person, by Zoom, or by telephone, and if they are not here at 9 o'clock and the court allows them to appear either by person, Zoom, or by phone by 4 o'clock that evening, Ms. Morrison, when you say the court is not flexible, I think the court is more than flexible.
You have a right to your opinion.
Okay. So at this time, your request is denied.
I beg your pardon.
Your request is denied.
Well, when I lost my $2,500, I assumed it was denied.
Okay.
See, I already know you. I know what kind of decisions you're gonna make and what kind of judgment calls you're gonna make. But I think all this on the record,
Yes,
I
it is.
think that, and I need a copy of it.
That's fine.
I think that needed to be said to you because see, everybody else talking to each other, but I'm gonna tell you to your face.
Okay. Okay.
Have a blessed day.
Same to you.
Forgive people.
She has to order.
Yes,
I'm here on Mr. Javier Gonzalez. I wanted to talk to the prosecutor about.
yes. Okay, you have a minute. You can talk to the prosecutor.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
You're the one. Should he follow that last month?
Mr. Reed?
Read.
Okay, this is,
On trial.
this?
No, not this.
Oh. Okay, this is cause number 330110, case of style of state of Texas versus Jacob Allen Reed. We have Mr. Reed. Is that your full name, Mr. Reed?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Reed?
I'm all right, you know.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Reed, you're here with your attorney, Mr. Wright Kimler. Mr. Kimler, how are you doing?
Well, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Kimler, what is your announcement in Mr. Reed's case?
Just saying for trial.
Reset for trial? Okay. Give us a date. Okay, it's gonna be reset to May 16th of 2022 for trial. Once you get your reset, Mr. Reed, from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Kimler, please sign for your reset. Mr. Ross? This is cause number 328730, case of style of state of Texas versus Adam Saul.
No, Your Honor, this is,
Oh, this is not
Oh,
Mr.
sorry.
Saul?
Mr. Saul has a felony case down the hall.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been reset yet or not.
Okay. Okay, so this is cause number 330060, case of style of state of Texas versus Antonio, Mr. Porter, make sure that, you be quiet. Let me repeat that. This is cause number 330060, the case of style of state of Texas versus Antonio Alfaro. Mr. Alfaro, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Alfaro?
Doing all right, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Alfaro, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, how you doing?
Doing well, Judge, thank you.
That's good. Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Alfaro's case?
Judge, we have an agreement on this. We just need a plea date so that Mr. Alfaro can get the time worked out with his job to get the 3 days jail taken care of.
We can do April 11 or April 18.
If we can do the 18th.
Okay. Let me ask you, now, does he have bond conditions in his file? April 11 or April 18, which one you said?
18th.
18? So see this is a DWI second.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Reach me those bond conditions. Mr. Alfaro, I'm gonna give you some standard bond conditions of County Court at Law number 2. And let's see, that's just 330060. I need a copy of this. You can make that copy for me, thank you. Mr. Ross, I'm gonna just go over that with him. He's gonna get his copy. Now, Mr. Alfaro, your attorney just handed to you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law number 2. Do you see that document?
Yes.
And it reads, following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Now, condition number 3 doesn't apply in this case. However, condition number 4 does apply in this case. And it reads, a defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under Section 49.04 through 49.06, that's the DWI statute. Texas Code, or the Texas Penal Code, shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, and said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verification of such installation being submitted to the court on or before the 10th day after arrest. And do you understand that condition?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Rojas, would you please hand that? That's your copy, the one that's signed. Okay. Now, Mr. Alfaro, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, you can be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Mr. Alfaro, your case has been reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And Mr. Rojas, you have another case, right?
So.
Not here yet? Okay,
He's in on felony court. I'm
Okay.
gonna reset there.
okay.
I'm about to take a minute to visit with this young man.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, court will be in recess. No, that's on the announcement document. Okay, just have him come on. Mr. Gregory Ross? Okay,
He's moving kind of slowly.
I see. Yeah, we'll take our time. Just be a little careful coming in between those tables.
Yes, sir.
This is cause number 331164, cause number 331168, cause number 331170, and cause number 331172. All three cases are styled, excuse me, all four cases are styled the state of Texas versus Gregory Scott Ross. Mr. Ross, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Ross?
I'm getting better.
Okay, well, we hope that you return to a full and speedy recovery.
Working on it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Ross, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Wright Kimmler. Mr. Kimmler, what is your announcement in Mr. Ross' cases?
Trying.
Okay, give us a date.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Ross, your cases will be reset till May 16th of 2022. Your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thanks, sir.
And I think, Mr. Kimberly, this is your last case, so you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Okay, we'll be in recess.